How? Hi. Welcome back to my channel. I don't really know 100% what I want to talk about today, but I had a ceremony last night, and it's been the first one in like 6 months or more. And it was due for sure, but I've been avoiding it. Also, just because there's been so much happening in my life, so much shifting, so much changing, so much ungroundedness that I felt like I needed to be a little bit more grounded before I did it. I think this is going to be a message for what? Just a heart share. Because I was reminded so much of what's needed last night in this world right now. You know, I always like dissolve out of my identity of who I think I am. And I remember, oh, right, I am part of the whole. I am one. There's no separation. There's no me, no you. It's us. Sure, I am like, you know, it's like we're one body. It's like just because I'm this finger doesn't mean I don't feel the pain of this finger, and doesn't mean I'm not part of this whole body. We're all part of the same body. There's no separation. And, you know, a lot of us know this now intellectually. We know this, but we aren't fully embodying it yet. And it's tricky. It's, you know, it's a bit of a weaving in and out of remembering and forgetting and remembering and forgetting. And we're remembering more and more and more. And as more people wake up, the more we hold that remembrance within us. And yeah, I really saw the battle that we're facing right now as a collective of reclaiming our bodies, reclaiming our sovereignty, purging the parasite, not just the physical parasite in our body, but the energetic parasites, the one that has been siphoning humanity from, I don't know when it started, but I can feel the implant of the parasite. And it's not just, you know, the divine mother and mother nature is showing us through the parasites in our bodies, through the, you know, the worms and stuff, that, you know, there's a big wave of, you know, the parasite purge stuff is popular right now for a reason. You know, there's a lot of people being called to this work for a reason, because the attention is being brought to the physical body to clean the physical body. And that's the part of the ascension that we're at, is there's a lot of beings being called to do this work, and it happens in waves. We don't need to pressure or push ourselves to be somewhere where we're not. We just keep listening to our bodies and listening to the call, because our bodies know the way home. Our bodies know the truth, and we cannot think our way through this. We can't plan our way through this. This is fully through the heart, fully through the body. The body remembers the full truth. It's seated in our bones. It's seated in our water. Water carries memory. The sacred waters, the original waters of the original womb, all run through our bodies. We are water. This water remembers who we are. And yes, there's been an attempt to poison us in every possible way, through the water, through the food, through the technology. It's everywhere. This parasite is everywhere. And we are seeing the Divine Mother, God, Goddess, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same. It's one. You know, there's a feminine aspect of God, Creator, and then there's it's all one. The Divine Mother, the Divine Father, and the Divine Child, all is one, as inner archetypes that live within us. We cannot make it through without one of them. That's our wholeness. And we can't cut the mother out of the story anymore. like religion has attempted to do. There is no child without the mother. There is no life without the mother. All life comes from the womb. We are remembering this. We are remembering the mother and returning to her, honoring her, loving her, remembering the earth as her, remembering ourselves as her, remembering the divine masculine, the God goddess within ourselves. The divine mother exists in you, the divine father exists within you, and the divine child exists within you. It's all within you. And this parasite that we are being called to purge, that we are purging, is the, man, I just saw it through everything. You know, it's in the ads, it's on the flyers everywhere you go, it's on the billboards, eat more, like technology, consume, consume, consume. What does a parasite do? A parasite cannot live without a host. It's living off of us. And how do you kill a parasite? The message that, you know, this is something I'm slowly unraveling, and it's getting more rapid. This big picture I'm unraveling over the last couple of years. I'm just seeing more and more of it. But it's interwoven throughout everything about our lives now, because we have compromised our truth. We have compromised our values. We have traded life for artificial. We have traded life for poison. You know, when you look at it, just, you can see it. You know, I can just see it throughout. I just see it all throughout humanity, all throughout. It's so interwoven into our lives, this parasite. It's a collective parasitic energy that is feeding off of humanity, that is poisoning humanity, that has humanity under a spell, that has hijacked humanity. The remembrance is reclaiming our sovereignty and reclaiming our vessels and unplugging from this parasite that is hijacked the crown chakra. This is why we have to trust the body to guide us, because the body will free us. Trust the body. This is why, like, I trust the path that I'm on. My body says leap, I leap. My body says I just want fruit, I eat just fruit. And then the more that I trust my body is setting me free. The clearer I get in my body, the more that the illusion and the hold that these energies have over humanity breaks. It's breaking. The more we speak the truth, the more we come back to love, because this parasite also has convinced us that we are separate. This parasite is all through religions. It's all through, it's in the conditioning, it's in the programming, it's the trauma that travels through the bloodlines. It's feeding off of fear. It's feeding off of shame. It's feeding off of addiction. So to eradicate this parasite, we must stop feeding it. And to stop feeding it, we stop feeding it. We have to look at all of the ways that we are feeding this parasitic energy and start to see it everywhere. Not see it everywhere, but to start to look at our lives to see where it is hiding in the shadows. If you think of a parasitic energy, what is a parasite? It is something that cannot sustain its own life without you. You are simply its host. A parasite in a healthy, clean body, soul, energy, a parasite cannot get in. They cannot live in, if we look at it just on a physical level, a parasite cannot live in a high alkaline body. It can't live where there is light and truth. Shadow can't live where there is light. So if we're looking at the physical, I'm trying to simplify this because I'm seeing all of the different layers to it. as I'm speaking, but when we look at just the physical body to start as grounded as we can, the living foods, fruits, are not, like, parasites cannot live off of fruits. An alkaline diet for the physical body cannot feed parasites. They will eventually die out, and you will no longer have parasites in your body, and parasites will no longer be able to live in your body if you eat just fruit. You're giving your body life. Parasites cannot survive off of life, off of light, just pure light. They are lower dimensional beings that exist. They feed off of lower dimensional energies. You stay alive enough so that they can continue to extract from you. We see this on the grander scale from the system, right? The people still working the grind. The people still in modern slavery, which I don't want to go too much into right now, but where they're pretty much just on in zombie mode. They don't even know why they're doing what they're doing. They're feeling, they don't even feel, man, I was there. I was just on repeat every single day. I was completely checked out. My soul was completely out of my reality. I was just on autopilot, being siphoned from the parasitic energy. The system that is in place is a parasitic energy to extract, keep us sick enough but alive enough at the same time, so that we are too tired to fight, too tired to change anything, and sick enough to keep our energy body low enough, which our energy body in a lower dimensional reality, which means lower energetic emotions. Fear exists in those places. More greed, more lust, more anger, more all of the like doubt, shame, all of those heavier, denser, lower energetic emotions and energies. They keep you gridlocked in that. The frequencies from the towers, the frequencies that are being emitted through our phones, the frequencies that we are consuming in our food, in our drinks, it's all to keep us in a lower dimensional reality. You cannot, man, there's so much I want to say to this. I'm having a hard time just like breaking it down. Look at what is being pushed in the world. When you look at what is accessible and being pushed in our faces, and what is not accessible to everyone and becoming harder to access, that's going to tell you what's parasitic, what's good for you, and what's not. What is the system pushing? System's pushing pornography. Every time you masturbate to pornography, you are being siphoned. You are energetically tapping into a parasitic energy that is now plugged into you, and you are feeding it your life force. There is nothing sacred or pure about pornography. This is not about shame, because they also feed off of shame. So I'm not here to shame. I'm just here to bring awareness. Love is pure. Sex can be pure. It is holy. It has been tainted with shame, with lust, with greed, with all of the lower dimensional energies. But, so that's not to say that I'm not shaming it, because it's for sure not. It's the most beautiful thing. But the way we do something matters. And yeah, that's just going back to the pornography. It's when we're feeding that, we're feeding a parasite. What else is being pushed and super accessible? Cigarettes. You're feeding a parasite. You're feeding an entity. That energy, that black energy going inside of you, you're weakening your energetic field, you're lowering your vibration. And the lower your vibration, they want to pump you with whatever they can. The parasitic energy that has hijacked a lot of humanity, they want to pump you with as much low vibrational energy as possible so that they can keep you hijacked, so they can keep you sick and feeding them for you to just be a host. You live your entire life just to be a host to parasites. I saw them clearly. The physical body, the parasites that we're purging physically, we're collectively all doing the work in our own bodies to purge this parasite collectively. It's the micro to the macro, so within, so without. So as we're cleaning the physical parasites and we're reclaiming our physical body, that goes hand in hand with reclaiming the rest of ourselves, the energetic body, because as we clean the physical body, we become sovereign in our being, we get clearer, and then we start making the other decisions, we start being opened up more to the psychic field, and we start feeling the other energies. Like the more clean my body gets, the more I see, the more everything else opens up, the more I return to my truth. And the truth is that we are not what we think we are. We are not just simple humans. We are magical creators and creatrixes of this earth, expressions of the divine, here to co-create, to dream. We are already dreaming a collective nightmare. The crown that has been hijacked we are being played like puppets to collectively dream a nightmare, one that we are enslaved. As we reclaim our sovereignty, which starts from reclaiming our bodies in every way. What are we putting in our bodies? What are we feeding? Stop feeding the parasite and the parasite dies. This has been the message I've been getting for like 2 years now, and I haven't fully unwrapped it. It's like that one message, because I've been cleaning parasites from my body for a while and been aware of psychic parasites and stuff, and just been learning a lot about that through just life experience and what I'm being shown. And the message that I kept getting was stop feeding them. It's like, what do I do about parasites? Stop feeding them. Same when there's like parasitic energies in people in your life. We all have parasitic energies within us until we've eradicated them and cleaned them completely. But some beings, some other aspects of us, because it's all one, humanity is all one, but there's a very inhuman, artificial parasitic energy that is driving the overall parasitic energy in the collective. Humans, yes, we are all one. The earth, yes, we are all one, but there's a energy here that is not natural, that is playing the opposing force, I guess you could say. And it's the parasite. It's the parasite that Earth Mother, the divine creator, creatrix, is purging. We are purging it. We collectively are purging this parasite. And it begins within our own bodies, because we are the micro to the macro. Everything starts within our own bodies. We must reclaim our sovereignty here. What else is being pushed in the collective around us? It's the drugs, sex, not the good kind. More like, rapey, bondage, take energy, not devotional energy. There's a difference. not devotional, two beings coming together in devotion to merge, to come into union. But that energy of take, which is parasitic, anything that it wishes to extract is parasitic. That is not exchanging, that is not in devotion, that is not giving. That is exact opposite of our true nature. Our nature is to give. We look at nature. Nature just gives, gives, gives endlessly, abundantly. That's our true nature. Extracting and taking, what can I get, what can I get, is greed, is lust, is connected to all these lower dimensional energies, entities, parasites. This is what we are clearing. They've worked through, they've traveled down to create separation and space between us, to convince us that we are separate, to try to weaken us, to segregate us, to separate us, to weaken us. This is also what animals do. This, wolves do that. They separate the pack so that they have more chances of killing you. We are stronger together, and coming together is the answer. Dropping our stories, coming into our hearts, learning how to love each other, accept each other. This is the answer. Not all of these stories that we're believing that are all coming from parasitic energies, from conditioning, from parasitic energies, judgment, fear, anger, resentment, racism, like all of these different energies that are saying, that put space between us, that say, I'm not you, that say that, just that put space between us. We're hurting ourselves. By hurting each other, we're hurting ourselves. By every thought you have matters. The weeks ago, I want to get back to the other things, but weeks ago, I don't know if you saw any of my other videos, but I was camping and I had a mouse in my car, because your car just sits there, when you're in the woods, and if you're not moving it very often, which I wasn't because I was camping and I had a lot of fruits in my car, and a mouse had found its way in. And I kept being really careful with putting everything in containers and stuff, but once the mouse was in, I couldn't get rid of it. And it was going on a week where I couldn't get rid of the mouse, and I got a live trap, and the woman at the store recommended that I poison it, and something in me said no, not to poison it. And I couldn't even bring myself to, I was really wrestling with this. I'm she was like, you're not gonna get rid of it with that trap, whatever, just poison it, it'll leave your car and whatever, and if there's one, there's probably more. And then another guy at the campground was telling me the same thing, and he had poison. He was like, I'll give you poison, because I had the trap, it wasn't working in my car. And basically, so I was really wrestling with this, with whether I should poison it or not, because it was still showing me signs that it was still in the car, and it was really grossing me out. And the live trap wasn't working. I had all the stuff in there, nothing, it wasn't the mouse wasn't falling for it. And I finally gave in, and I was not feeling good about it, but a guy at the campsite offered me poison. He was like, well, I'll bring it to you tomorrow. You're gonna want to get rid of that. It's gonna freaking chew your wires in your car, and we all know it's not cheap to fix that. It's so I was like, shit, I can't have that. So I was getting desperate, and the day that he was supposed to bring it, I was not feeling good about it, but I was like, whatever, he'll bring it, I don't have to use it, I can keep trying the live trap, but it'll be good to have it just in case. So I let him bring it, or no, I was going to let him bring it, but then I looked in my car that morning and the mouse was in the live trap, and I was like, oh, thank God. So I told him, never mind the poison. He's like, you should still take it just in case. And I was like, nah, it's good. I feel relieved, and just seeing the mouse in the trap, how terrified I was, just literally communicating with this mouse, just looking in its eyes, and how terrified it was. And it was just a mess, and its own pee and poo in the little trap, and I was just like, it was just shaking, and I was like, oh my god. So I like knew, I was like, no, I don't want the poison. Even if there's more mice, I don't want to use poison. Like, just looking at this mouse, it's just, I made the right decision not poisoning it. Anyways, long story short, I released the mouse. A few days later, I found a dying baby mouse in the forest. It had a little bit of blood on his nose, and it was just a little tiny baby. And, you know, I tried to save it. I didn't know what to do. I wrapped it up in Kleenex and put it off the trail because I didn't want to touch it, so I didn't get my people smell on it in case the mother would come for it, so she didn't reject it. And I was pretty sure it was going to die, but it was too small for me to do anything about. I couldn't do more than that, because if I kept it, it would die anyways. I knew its best chance was, you know, just putting it off the trail so no one stepped on it and hoping that the mother would come for it. And she didn't. And the next day I went and checked on it, and it was dead. And I cried. I had a little ceremony for it, and I buried it underneath a tree. Anyways, this mouse transmission has been going on for a bit. And yesterday I was walking in the forest. This was before my ceremony. And so many like weird little synchronicities throughout the day, but basically I was walking in the forest, and this mouse like walked across the trail and stopped right beside the trail, right beside me. You don't see mice during the day. Like, you never see mice during the day. You never see them in the woods. Like, yeah, super rare. So it just stopped. And they don't stop. They scurry as fast as they can if you do see them. So I was like, okay, what's happening here? You know, the mouse just stops and it looked at me, and I know this might sound crazy, but all I saw was the mouse that I trapped. Like, it was the same mouse. I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but especially because I'm like hours away, so it's like it can't even physically possibly be the same mouse. But also I could feel that the animals all know that they're one. They haven't forgotten this truth. They're waiting for us to remember. So the mice have this hive mind. They are all connected. They know where each other are and stuff. Anyway, so I could just feel the message that the original mouse that I caught was speaking to me through this mouse. And I didn't know what it was saying. I just stood there and stared at it and was like, okay, I know you're speaking to me. I know you have a message for me. I don't understand it, or I'm not hearing it right now, but I see you, I hear you. And then it ran away. And I went on with my day. And then in ceremony last night, the mouse came through, and I got her message, and she said, every little thing you do matters. Every little thing you do matters. Everything you do matters, down to the tiniest little acts. So I don't know why I felt called to share that story, but I was just so blown away with it. Like, the Divine Mother just taught me such a beautiful lesson with this mouse in my car, and I knew it from the start. There was some lesson with it, and I was like wrestling with this, like, do I kill it? What do I do? Like, and I chose to not kill that mouse, and that makes a difference. I don't know how, but I know that every act of kindness, and when we tread lightly on this earth and honor all beings in all of earth as ourselves, that's what makes the difference. Anyways, going back to the parasite thing. Other things that are being pushed, like that you can see the parasitic energy in, it's the meat. It's the junk food. The lower vibrational food we eat, the lower vibrational our body is, the more tears and gray auric field that we have, the more these energies can get in. The lower our vibration, the better for them. The sicker we are, the better for them. So they're getting in through the food. You can't wait. Life feeds life, death feeds death. You cannot, like, it just doesn't even make sense anymore. Like, I'm not, again, never ever shaming or judging, but I'm like, I just don't see it anymore. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me anymore that we are killing an animal to give ourselves life. We're killing life. We're making something dead to give us life. It just doesn't make sense. But this is how the parasitic energy has like deeply embedded into our consciousness, into our psyche. And when you wake up, and the more you wake up, you're just like, whoa, how did we ever believe this? Like, same as religion. You look at some aspects of religion and you're like, how did I ever believe that? How did I ever believe that I wasn't worthy of love? I am love. How did I ever forget that I'm love? How did I forget that God, how did I ever think that God was a man in the sky with a white beard? Like, what? Like, that's what I believed. That's what a lot of people in church believe. Like, they have this concept of God, but it's like, how do you believe that? Like, most of what I've believed my whole life, as you wake up to it, you're just like, it's a spell. It's a spell. And it's like, as the spell is breaking, you're just like, what the heck? What have I been living? What have I been believing? What have I been putting in my body? My poor body. Like, the thought now of putting a dead animal in my body, consciously participating, even if I'm not the one killing the animal, I'm just seeing a lamb I'm just seeing a lamb right now. It's like, just taking the life of a lamb, bloodshed, to feed myself, to eat flesh and blood, when the Divine Mother, God Goddess, gives freely of true life. The fruit, plants. Fruits are literally the fruit of life. They are the very essence of life, water running through them, water abundant in them, memory in them. Remember, water holds memory. Everything your body needs in fruit. You don't need protein. Protein is in fruits and vegetables, small amounts. We don't need what we've been told. And our body needs amino acids that build protein. It doesn't need meat. We don't need meat. It's a big implant. And I get it. I was there. I was living it. I was eating 6 meat meals a day, 5 meat meals a day, being on my bodybuilder lifestyle. It just makes me nauseous to think about how much dead animals I've put in my body. And I'm eating this watermelon after my ceremony, as I always break my ceremony with fruit. It's almost always watermelon. I'm just like, this is life. This is life. It's the mother being like, here. It doesn't hurt anything. You're not killing the plant to take fruit. It's her gift. It doesn't kill the tree to take the fruit off from the tree. It's the gift of life. She's giving it freely. There's a reason why the Garden of Eden, that story, the Garden of Eden only has fruits and herbs. Fruits and plants, that's it. That's all they ate. It was after the fall that they started eating meat. Does that not say enough? I know there's so much of these stories that we are still unraveling to find out the truth in them, but come on, they're hinting at a lot of truth here. We just have to look a little deeper, listen a little bit more, because the truth exists within us. We're going to find it in us, not in a book. The books will help point at certain truths, but we have to get really discerning and get really good at listening from within. Going back to what else is being pushed in humanity. Alcohol. Alcohol, I can't pronounce it the way, alcohol, whatever, doesn't matter. It means spirit. You are, again, you're opening up a portal, you're opening up yourself to be implanted, to have lower dimensional energies have access to you. Entities hang around in bars to get into people when their energy walls are down, when their vibration is low enough. Alcohol, you could drink like a little bits here and there. I think it should be used as a medicine, or like whatever. It can be used to clean wounds and stuff like that, but we shouldn't be getting drunk. And me now, my body, how it feels now is I have a hard time even having alcohol in a tincture, in a medicine form, where it's just a tiny bit of alcohol with whatever the herb is. My body literally feels repulsed by it. Alcohol is not good for us. It is a very, 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 very low dimensional energy. Again, why is it so accessible? Why is there a liquor store in every corner? Now weed. Why is it so accessible? Why is it everywhere? It's not the original medicine. It keeps you capped. The original one, where it was homegrown, organic, non-genetically modified, that is a medicine. But again, a medicine can quickly become our poison if we fall into addiction with it. Escapism. We have to watch addiction in everything. You know, we can even food can become bad for us if it becomes an addiction. Sex can be bad for us if it becomes an addiction. Addiction is feeding a parasite. What are you feeding? What's underneath that addiction? What is what's really happening there? So weed, it can be the original plant, was pure, but she was hijacked because people were using it to wake up and remember. They hijacked the plant, increased its strength by 100 and some percent. I think it might be more. I read once it was like 100 times or more stronger than what it's supposed to be, than its original form. It's so genetically modified, and it's not grown organically. It's not grown under the sun. It's not the real deal anymore. It is numbing people from their emotions, from feeling, and it is shutting down their most powerful superpower, which is feeling. They want us, this parasitic energy doesn't want us feeling. Why is there so much distraction and dysregulation? The energies being emitted off these towers, I'm really feeling it when I'm in the city, is dysregulation, is overstimulation, where our nervous system is so dysregulated that we can't even fully be in our body. We can't feel everything. Feeling is our greatest superpower. It's how we transmute. It's how we move through the world, because when we're feeling, we feel everything. It's that animalistic nature. Animals, they feel everything through their paws on the earth, through the vibration. We are that. That is our ancestral truth, our ancestral wisdom, is feeling through vibration. Everything is vibration. Sound is vibration. The frequencies through the air, even though we think we can't hear them, I swear I can hear them. I can hear the frequency being emitted, and it doesn't sound good. And it's not just the ears. Even if you're not hearing it, the frequency that's being emitted is felt. You know, the chaos and all these energies, all these sounds that you can hear all the time, overstimulation, the body's feeling that. That's going into the body, disrupting the body, disrupting the body. It's not natural sounds. Nature is where we get really deeply connected. Taking your shoes off, really deeply connecting to the earth, connecting to that primal animalistic instinct, the truth of who we are, the freaking gold of our ancestors. They knew, they felt the forest as themselves. The more I clean my body, the more I return to the earth and remember, the more that connection comes online. And I can't even put into words how much of a superpower I feel like I have a lot of the times now, because of how deeply this is coming back online in my own body. When I'm lying in the forest and I become her, merging with the earth, which we have the power to do, you can feel where there's animals, you can smell animals from a mile away, even though it's not even smell, it's like you can sense them. It's our natural instinct. And I can feel a massive difference when I'm barefoot to where I'm wearing shoes. When I'm wearing shoes, there's this separation. I'm not fully tapped into. It's like I'm not plugged into the earth. I take my shoes off and it's like, okay, what's happening? And I can feel everything. This is the power of what we can access when we connect with ourselves. This is what's inside of us when we return to our true nature. Okay, back to the parasites. Ways that we're feeding them: alcohol, food, what we're watching in movies, what is the programming, what is the agenda in the movies. There's almost no movie now that I can watch. That's why I don't watch movies anymore. Very, very seldom I'll watch a movie. But all of the movies have programming. What are they pushing? Alcohol, smoking, casual sex, drugs, crappy food, lack, poverty, rape, killing, wars. That is what is being pushed the most in movies. I read once that movies go through this screening process, and there has to be a certain amount of they go through this screening process, and there has to be a certain amount of programming in it for it to be acceptable. You literally have to meet a minimum requirement of programming and conditioning to release a movie, or probably to be a successful one, or to be boosted to a certain amount. I don't know how it works. I just read that once, it was years ago, and I was like, that makes sense. That's why, these beautiful movies, and then there's like tons of alcohol thrown in, or shitty food, and it's like, why did that have to be in there? Like, why can't they be eating healthy while they're also doing this? But no, it's like they drive these certain behaviors in the movies, because then we're like, oh, we want that. We identify with those characters, and what we become what we identify with. It's conditioning us. Anyways, so back to that is like, yeah, the movies, the music we're listening to, all has conditioning and programming in it too. What are you listening to? Becoming a sovereign being, reclaiming your body, reclaiming your life. You have to look at it all, and no, that's not easy. That means uprooting every rock, leaving. There's a Bible passage about this that is just popped in, but I don't know it. Something about leaving no rock unturned. You have to leave no rock unturned. Watch every thought. The Bible also talks about this. Leave no thought unchecked. Where is this thought coming from? Is it truth? The parasitic energies come through. You could call it the devil, whatever you want to call it. It's a parasite that is feeding off of humanity, that is using you as its host. Reclaim your power, reclaim your sovereignty in everything that you do. It's, at the end of the day, the power is in our hands. What are you feeding? Are you feeding the fear? Are you believing in it? It's not freaking real. It's not real. Only love is real. Only God is real. Everything else is parasitic energy, is implant energy, is energy, stories, purging we get to clear. Stories we get to clear. This is the work that we're doing. This is the work that we're being called into. I'm just trying to think if there's any other key points of ways that we're feeding parasitic energies. It's like addiction, lower energy, shame, energies or emotions like shame. Shame's not helpful for anyone. Why is the church pushing shame so bad? The hijack that's happening in the churches and religion is using shame big time to keep people in the shadows. Shame is a freaking dark energy that keeps people in the shadows. I seen it. I mean, I see it every day. I feel it. So yeah, these lower dimensional emotions the parasites feed off of. They feed there. Shame keeps you in the shadows. When you feel shame, you are hiding something. It's not out in the light. It's not out in the open. Shadows are breeding grounds for entities, for parasites. Truthfulness eradicates parasites. I guess that we're coming back to how we eradicate them is giving our body light, love, which is fruits, which is raw foods. They can't exist in an alkaline body. Stop feeding them. Stop feeding them crap. Face the addictions. Clean the body. It's not going to be easy. You're breaking generations of curses when you do this. You're breaking lifetimes of conditioning. It's not easy switching the diet. I've been doing it for years, getting cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. It is a process, and it's not just facing the addictions, it's facing all of the psychic stuff too. It's facing all of the energies, because it is all connected. When you clean the physical body, you are purging so much more than just the physical. You are working with all the energies that are in the astrals, all of the unseen realms, all of the parasites that are feeding off of you in the energetics. You are purging them as well when you clean the physical body. It's all connected. You're purging all unprocessed emotions, all traumas that the body is holding onto, all cellular. You're cleaning the body on a cellular level. The denser your body is, the more susceptible you are to being siphoned, to having entities, parasites. The more light you become untouchable. You are vibrating to, if they're vibrating here and you're vibrating here, your worlds apart. They can't touch you. So it's just about becoming the vibration that can't be touched. It's not about fighting fire with fire. Become untouchable. Become untouchable. Become sovereign in your body. And that is your choice. You have the power to do that. Stop feeding them. Stop feeding the parasites. Technology. Let's talk about technology, because technology is one of the biggest parasites. Technology is what has humanity hijacked the most. I feel it. I see it. This is where we're being mind controlled big time. This is where the crown chakra has been hijacked. When I'm on my phone lots, I can feel it, and then it takes me it can take me days, sometimes weeks, to clear in nature when I can feel that energy coming in from being on my phone a lot. I feel my third eye closing down. I'm not seeing as much. I'm not receiving as much. I'm feeling more energies of fear, more energies of disconnection. I'm like, where is this coming from? I know it very clearly now because I can feel it. The more I'm in the cities, I can feel it more in the cities, because that's the collective energy. When I'm in the woods, it's like a totally different world. I'm in a magical, mystical world, and I'm like, ooh, everything's fairies and butterflies, and I feel like I'm in heaven. Different dimensions, different realities, depending on what we're tapping into. We're traveling through time and space, and you can go to one city or into the woods here or into a town here, and each of them are different realities, different collective energies, all part of the same whole, but there's different portals that you can experience different realities wherever you go. Yeah, so eradicating them, stop feeding them with whatever you're doing. What are you doing in your life that is an extraction energy? How do you feel after being on your phone? How do you feel after watching TV? How do you feel after eating a pizza? How do you feel after eating chips? How do you feel after watching pornography? How do you feel after watching a movie on war and whatever? Sure, you're feeding parasites, so it may feel good for a moment, but how do you actually feel? How do you feel in comparison when you eat fruit? You feel energized. You don't feel bogged down. You feel clear. How do you feel after going for a run? That may be exertion, but it's not extraction. How do you feel when you listen to high vibrational music? That's positive messaging, positive energy, positive frequency. How do you feel after being in nature? How do you feel after swimming in the ocean? How do you feel after being in the lake? How do you feel when you're just doing nothing? You're reading a book, you're just being, versus when you're on your phone scrolling, doom scrolling, just letting yourself be siphoned by artificial intelligence, by a parasite. Just notice how you feel. What is extracting from you? What is living off of you? And what is pouring into you? What is adding to your life force? What is making you feel better? What is improving you? This requires radical responsibility, and no one else can save you. We get to be mirrors for each other. You as my own reflection, as an extension, as us, because it's all connected. This aspect of us continues to do her own inner clearing and vibrating health, just like one cell in a body full of cells, molecules, whatever you want to call it. All of the cells living in the same body, there's sometimes dead cells, there's sometimes sick cells, sometimes there's, living cells or like high vibrational cells, but they're all communicating together. If you see ourselves as cells, we are all vibrating together, but we're also all vibrating individually. Me as this aspect of us, as this one piece of the whole, is here to do her own inner work, to cleanse and clear and become her highest, clearest, truest self, to help remind the whole and reflect to you what is possible and what is your truth. Because you just looking at someone else that is embodying that has remembered that, is that you see that recognition in their eyes, and it's just a mirror because you are them. Part of my ceremony, there's this girl that I follow on, I don't even know if I follow her, but she's popped up on my Facebook multiple times, and she's just grounded, down to earth woman. Like, hair is always a mess, she's just on the farm all the time, she's pregnant belly, herbal woman, and just like real medicine woman vibes, even though she's just like a mom. I don't want to say just a mom because it's like the most important role, but she knows what's up, and it's just in her eyes. I follow her just because, I don't even know what she talks about. I watch her videos simply because there's something in her energy that draws me in. And I didn't realize it till last night in ceremony, and she came through and we were just having this interaction in ceremony. Just in the energies, her soul was speaking to me, and it was her eyes in her videos. Her eyes have been speaking to me, and they were reminding me of something within myself. And I got to unravel everything that she was teaching me just through her eyes. So it doesn't even matter what they're saying. It doesn't even matter. It's the energy that right now, you just tuning into me, there's something so much deeper on a spiritual level happening, where our souls are communicating something so much deeper than what I can even put into words. The truest of true, that is just purity from the soul level, that is not there's not even room for distortion or any sort of changing of it as it comes through the channel. It's just pure energy being shared, pure information being shared. It's heard in the frequency of the voice. It doesn't matter what words I'm saying, it's the frequency. Anyways, I feel like I have a lot more I could share on parasites as I'm still unraveling so much of what I saw and what I've been seeing in humanity, in the collective, in people over the last couple of years now. And it's really our responsibility to face those aspects of ourselves that are still feeding parasites, and also the parasitic energies within ourselves. Like, how are we acting in a parasitic way? How are we with the people in our lives? Are we just taking, extracting from them? Is there reciprocity? Is there a give and take? Is there an exchange? Like, when we are, you know, it's so unconscious, but it's like, it's for us to take radical responsibility and be really honest with ourselves. Like, even when we are with what we eat and how we eat, are we practicing gratitude? When we pick an apple from a tree, we could just take it and eat it, or we could take it with gratitude and receive it. There's a difference between taking and receiving. They can look the same, but they're very different. It's in everything. It's how we do it that matters. You can have sex in one way and it be a beautiful devotional experience, or you can have it in another way and it's a way of siphoning and extracting and more of the taking energy. It's in the way that we do it that matters. What are our intentions? Where is our heart at? Is it from greed? Is it from lust? Is it from take, that lower dimensional parasitic energy? Or is it from devotion? Is it from gratitude? Is it from love? Is it from truth? We just have to be really honest with ourselves. Anyways, more to come. I just encourage you all to keep being honest with yourself, and I'm just going to keep doing my best with being honest and sharing what is true for me, what is moving through me, because I know right now I need truth more than anything. Even if the truth is sharing the messy parts of our life, doesn't mean we have to share everything. We don't have to share if we don't want to at all, but just be truthful. Don't pretend that. Stop holding up these facades. Stop holding up these masks. Just be honest. That's where healing happens. You're only kidding yourself. You're only lying to yourself because there's only you. Anyways, I really have to go to the bathroom, and it's just an hour long, so I'm gonna cut this here. I love you so much.